Hello and welcome to Business Connect. Every week we bring business stories from Mauritius and across the world. We speak to influential business leaders and professionals give business tips. The Cyber City becomes Cyber City 2.0 around the concept work, live and play. A third cyber tower will be built soon. Reshaping the southern Mauritius with the Montresor-Mont-Désert Smart City, who received its certificate from the Board of Investment to move forward with the project. The Mauritius Commercial Bank replaces 675,000 debit cards with a new contactless MasterCard. The Cyber City, an icon associated with ICT and financial services. More than 20,000 people work here, and this number is expected to grow. The whole city is going to be transformed. A third cyber tower will be built very soon. The whole area will be changed to Cyber City 2.0 around the concept work, live and play.
You will have a Cyber City 2.0. Cyber City 2.0, we are moving towards what we call the smart city concept. The Cyber City has all the ingredients to be the first smart city, where live, work and play will be the basis, the locus for growth. So we are encouraging our tenants, our lessees, to develop their buildings with the three concepts. That is working, living, apartments, playing, lots of entertainment. So Cyber City 2.0 is part of our future plan. That is, it consists of first an urbanization plan. We want to create a plaza here. We want to bring people. We intend to create a huge parking which will cater for more than 1,000 parking. But at the same time, we must bear in mind that the Metro Express will pass near the Cyber City. So this will alleviate the problem of parking. We intend to build parking outside the Cyber City with a shuttle service, but a solar shuttle service, so that people can be driven through the Cyber City without having to get into the hassle of parking, of finding a parking.
So how soon will those kind of shuttles come?
It will come with the new urbanization plan. For us, it's a question of within 6 to 9 months.
So you're talking about Cyber City 2.0. This is quite new. Nobody has heard of it. And when is it starting?
It's under process. We want to regroup the resources from SLDC and BPML and SPDC so that we can re-engineer and try to use each other's resources to create a new environment, a new ecosystem in the Cyber City. We want to bring life to the Cyber City after 6 o'clock. That's Cyber City 2.0. And also we are taking in consideration the triple helix system of innovation. We want to have a good synergy. We have it, but we want to make it more tangible. Good connection between the academia, the industry and the government. BPML will act as the government entity to be the facilitator, and the industries like Natech Medical into manufacturing, you have Prodigus into animation. So many of these companies, Ceridian, Induja, and all these big companies, to have a synergy between all the three elements: academia, industries, and government.
Now you're talking about the smart city transforming the Cyber City. I guess it's going to require huge investment. So where will the investment come from and the money come from?
All our projects will be on a public-private partnership. For example, the undeveloped land in the Cyber City, they have been leased to the private sector. So we have open negotiation with the lessees to tell them that we want a new concept. We already have the density, 20,000 people in this area. We have almost 15 projects that remain to be constructed. So at one point in time, we were about 200,000 gross floor area. Now it's almost 500,000. We intend to build a third tower, but with more advanced building management system.
A third tower, where will it be?
It will be just at the back of the tower 2.
And what will it contain?
To expand, to provide the right ecosystem for the knowledge economy, to attract people for R&D activities in terms of clusters.
So we know that, government has a strategy to move to Africa, to invest to Africa. How far will our cyber city be interesting for investors to use it and like a gateway to go to Africa and base it here?
As I did, we have lots of companies that are using the cyber city as a platform to do their transactions over Africa. But it's not just a cyber city, it's an island. It's in the port area, the airport area, the seaport area. But for ourselves, it's more in terms of technology. They can use, they have all the facilities, they have all the elements that can provide the growth potential.
Smart Mauritius, building intelligent, innovative and sustainable cities of the future. The Smart City Scheme is an ambitious economic development program aimed at consolidating the Mauritian international business and financial hub by creating ideal conditions for working, living and spurring investment through the development of smart cities across the island. The Board of Investment issued the first Smart City certificate to the Montresor Smart City, situated in the vicinity of the airport. Omnicane Limited aims at developing acres of land into a smart city. When completed, this project will be a global smart city, a center of excellence for international business and knowledge development that will create a sustainable circle focused on the economy of a high quality of life. In talks with the CEO of Omnicane, Jacques Duniaville, the Board of Investment has issued the first Smart City Scheme certificate to the group. So tell us, Jacques, it's a major step forward.
Yes, I mean, it's fantastic. That's really the first major step for us to go ahead. It's very important from an investor's point of view because with the Smart City certificate, they will be able to derive all the advantages of investing in Mauritius through a smart city. So that's really now the official start and the kickoff for the project.
So what's the vision behind the Montresor Smart City?
Well, the vision, it's been developed along the work, live and play concept. So the challenge is to integrate in Montresor all these aspects. And so we are now starting with our head offices, a business park, and then obviously, we've already started with the hotel where we are now. The next phase is going to be the free port. Montresor Smart City has a free port, which is a major advantage, being next to the airport. There again, we will start developments before the end of the year with a South African company called Sri Properties. They will start the investments. So, and then obviously we will have to get people living here for the live part of it, and there again we have plenty projects which we aim to launch first semester next year.
Talking about the airport specifically, so many things happening on the side of the airport.
Yes, I think airports throughout the world are major nodes of development. We are lucky enough to be next to the airport. So obviously the more we will have enabling facilities to develop business around the airport, I think the better the economy will be. So we are obviously very keen to play that game and attract as many as we can operators and investors to come to beneficiate from all the activities of the airport. So we're thinking businesses like logistics, very important, and we have quite lots of interest in this area.
So it's definitely a long-spanning project. So what's the investment needed in the long run and also in the coming years?
Yes, I mean, we've invested over 1 billion rupees just for this hotel. Our office park is also about 1 billion rupees. That's been committed and it's starting in the next 15 days. In the Freeport, we also have a commitment for around 350 million rupees. And then we'll start getting into the residential side. So I think the investments are going to flow in an accelerated way, as from beginning next year is going to be very important.
At the heart of the Montresor Smart City, there's also the Film City. That's the second of its kind in the region. So tell us more about it.
Well, that's, I think, could be a big game changer for Mauritius. It's a very important economic activity, and this again needs to be looked at very seriously. There is going to be a conference to set up the right framework for the Film City with lots of international participation. And the good thing about the Film City is that this is a major job creator at all levels, and this could really change the landscape of the southern region of Mauritius, developing new jobs, new talents. And around a film city, you've got lots of things. You've got schools to get people to learn about production and how to make films, and then lots of other businesses that are going to set up around there.
This project will definitely change the landscape of the region, and also when we are talking about jobs, there are many jobs which will be created.
Well, here the hotel has created 130 jobs. We are looking now construction of the headquarters. There we're looking at another probably 300 people that are going to be working on there for at least 2 years, and then obviously we're going to get more permanent employment. So we are foreseeing something like 5,000 to 6,000 jobs in the relatively medium term being created in this region.
The latest business and finance news from across the world in the following wrap. Smartphone giant Samsung has reportedly stopped production of its Note 7 phone amid claims that replacement devices still have critical battery issues. Reuters and South Korea's Yonhap news agency cited unnamed officials claiming the company had temporarily halted its Note 7 production lines. The South Korean firm issued a recall of the smartphone in September and assured customers last month that the fixed devices were safe. A group of major business lobby groups has written an open letter urging the UK government to preserve barrier-free trade with Europe. The letter is signed by leaders of the CBI and manufacturers body, the EEF. It says the way in which the UK leaves the EU and on what terms is critical for jobs and investment in the UK. It says defaulting to trading by the World Trade Organization rules would leave 90% of UK goods trade with the EU subject to new tariffs. The pound has dived on Asian markets, with automated trading being blamed for the volatility. At one stage, it fell as much as 6%, the biggest move since the Brexit vote. It's not clear what triggered this sudden sell-off. Analysts say it could have been automated trading systems reacting to a news report. The pound has been volatile since the UK voted to leave the European Union. The sharp drop came after the Financial Times published a story online about the French President François Hollande demanding tough Brexit negotiations. During the heads of International Monetary Fund and World Bank annual meeting last week in Washington, D.C., the two bodies said that they were extremely concerned about the slow overall rate of growth in the sub-Saharan Africa, adding that they were looking at ways to spur growth without creating a debt crisis on the continent. The World Bank strategy was focused on facilitating private sector investments in infrastructure that would encourage inclusive growth without miring African nations in a burden of debt.
The MCB is replacing 675,000 debit cards by the new MasterCard Contactless. This is going to be a revolution for transactions, especially online. For this purpose, we talked to Binish Mangar, head of the MCB Cards Department, and also Daniel Moinin from MasterCard for the Sub-Saharan African region.
The idea is to focus on areas which has been dominated by cash because they are low-level transactions, and research has shown that with contactless, a lot of low-level transactions become electronic. The majority of the cash transactions in any system are low-ticket transactions. So if you're able to address that portion of payment, then that economy and that system has a better chance of becoming more cashless in its activities. This is the launch of the first globally interoperable contactless payment solution in Mauritius. So this is the very first one, and what it means is that for Mauritians going out of Mauritius to South Africa, to other parts of Africa, to Europe and Asia and North America, they're able to transact in a contactless manner. Also, it works the other way. So when Europeans come to Mauritius, when North Americans and Asians come to Mauritius, and they come with a contactless card, it means that the Mauritian merchant, the Mauritian business person, can accept such payment on a contactless solution as well. Mauritius will be the third in Africa. We're working in 52 countries in Africa, and eventually we see this rolling out across all those countries. But Mauritius is leading the way as usual.
It's going to be like you tap your card, this is the card, a simple card. You just tap your card, you put your PIN, and then you go with your payment going through. So there's a whole thinking here of one being, of course, around the whole space of fraud and safety, and second around service. We are effectively moving the country contactless. We are moving the country cashless as well in the whole perspective. So we're going to be moving 675,000 cards in the next 1 year. So you can imagine it's not a straightforward, immediate stuff. We're going to take the time required to get it right. The first step is going to happen in October. In October, the first cards are coming in, and the customers will start receiving the cards, and we'll see the possibility of using it. As from early next year, the POS will be equipped with the right readers to effectively accept contactless cards. These cards at the same time will be enabled for e-commerce, so certain debit cards can be used for e-commerce as well. And as from January, we go around 100,000 cards per month deployed to our customers. So we hope in 1 year's time to have virtually 675,000 people, which is basically more than a working population in Mauritius, having contactless cards.
Well, that's all for today's program. Thanks for watching. Find us on MBC's website and follow us on our Facebook page. We'll see you next week. Till then, goodbye.